Hi, I'm Tarune and this is Enzo. Today I'm going to package some plants for packing and for shipping and send it across. So these orders are sort of local to Washington State, so I'm not using heating. Um, so the first package has like five plants and one freebie, so six plants in all. I'm going to pack each of them in a cardboard roll. These plants are quite small, and this cardboard roll is 12 inches wide. Let me check the width of my box. My box is narrower than this, so I'm going to cut this in half so that I can accommodate these into the box. You can get these on Amazon as a cardboard roll. So the first plant that I'm gonna pack, let's start with this Neon Queen Pothos. I'm just checking the diameter. It's approximately this long. So I'm gonna give it some extra space. Cut this piece for the Neon Queen and this piece for the, I can't pronounce its name, it's Aqua Gua Gua Neonesis or whatever. This one. Next, I'm gonna do the same thing. I think it's better to do it vertically so that I don't spill the stuff in the pot. So I'm gonna check how big this is. Roughly this big. I'm gonna take some buffer and go with this long for the next two. So there's 6 plants total. So I'm just cutting the pieces for each of those plants. So I have 4. That leaves the big boy, Monstera Velvet Peru. Let's see how big this is. So it's approximately this big. This is a 4-inch pot, so it's slightly bigger than the other 2-inch pots. So what I do with the plants, so I'm going to put this aside and cut, let's see how big is this. This is about halfway. And this one, this Abençola Neon is also halfway. So I can cut this into half as well. So what I was saying is that before I ship plants, I like to water the plants the previous night, and then I keep the plants on a towel so that all the water soaks out and the package does not get soggy. So these are all the plants on the towel. I'm gonna start with the Neon Queen. So what I do is first I take the cardboard and I tape the plant to the bottom of the cardboard. So I'm going to quickly do that. I use cellophane tape for this. So what I'll do is I will tape the pot. I'm going to try to do this facing you. And then I tape it to the bottom of the cardboard roll. I'm gonna have to make this straight. There you go. That way this plant stays stuck to the cardboard roll. Then I place a paper towel or packing cotton to the surface of the pot so that the medium does not actually, you know what, that step comes first. So let's do that first. Let's remove this tape. And let's keep this to the side. So first thing we gotta do is make sure that the medium does not come out. So in this case it's potted and chunky aroid mix. So I'm going to put this packing cotton over the medium, keep the leaves aside, make sure that the plant does not get damaged. And what I do is I use masking tape because it just holds better on the pot to hold this cotton in place. So it goes like this. Oh man, forgive me, it's my first video. Let's see, we put these like this. Let's get rid of this. Let me take a bigger chunk now. Gotta make sure that the tape does not get on the leaves. Also make sure that the packing cotton is in place. Alright. So this tape got messed up. Sorry, I'm wasting a lot of tape. Let's take a big chunk of tape. Now, hold the packing cotton in. I am gonna start from here, pack it like that, pack it all the way across. So you can see this has gone across like that. Let's take one more piece and do the same thing from the other side. I like to restrict myself to 2 pieces of tape just so that it's not impossible for the customer to unpack. And now the medium doesn't come out, so that's what it is. Next, I'm gonna take this pot and do what I was doing before, and that is stick it to this, and then later on I'm gonna wrap it up and pack it like that. So let's take a big chunk of tape. Place it on the pot. Alright. So now it's done. Next, we're going to pack it like this. You can also use either tape. I'm using the cellophane tape. So now it's like this, and the bottom is the pot, I'm back this time with a marker. So when I get these sort of plant packages, sometimes I open them upside down. So what I'm gonna do is label which direction is top so that they know to open it with this side facing up. And then I'm gonna stick one of my small business stickers. Basically thanks them for supporting my small business. So that's just a nice gesture. So that's how it looks. Next, we gotta buffet the leaves at the top. So what I do is I stuff it with some cotton. Some packing cotton. In the next plant I'll do it better. I just got an idea. And this way, the plant doesn't move. Now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna close it with tape at the top. And tape at the bottom. And there you go. This plant is ready for shipping. It's not moving. The medium is not coming out. And this is plant 1. Next, I'm going to do a time lapse through the other plants. But before I do so, let's pack this one because I think I can do a little bit better than the previous plant when it comes to the packing cotton at the top. So let's do that. So this one is in sphagnum moss. Just like the previous plant, I'm going to ensure that the medium doesn't come out. Don't mind Enzo. So I'm going to buffet it like this. This has some delicate leaves. So unlike the previous plant, this one would need some cushioning around the leaves. So I'm also going to put some of this packing material between the leaves with a big chunk of tape. Let's go to work. By the way, this is an Adansonii neon. Look how neon colored the leaves are. And look at the chunky roots coming out of the bottom and in the pot. This plant is doing so well. Kind of sad to see it go. But hey, I have a big mother plant I'll show you all someday. Let me first get this tape onto the pot. Next, I'm going to go over the top, tightly put all the packing in and go down the other side. This masking tape just holds better for this kind of situation. For this kind of, sticking on the pot when the tape needs to be super flexible. I find that the cellophane tape is a bit too rigid. So as a result, it doesn't hold so well. This is also easier to remove for the end customer so that they are not wrestling with the packaging and end up inadvertently damaging the plant. So Here we go. Over the top and down the other side. Just chop off the extras so that if the customer decides to reuse the pot, I don't want to block their drainage holes. Now, we were going to do something differently for this plant. I think this one might appreciate another couple of pieces of tape, because the filling is not entirely packed down. So some extra tape doesn't hurt. It's just scotch tape, not scotch tape, masking tape or whatever it's called, made of paper. So it should be easy to get out. So this is what it looks like right now. The medium isn't coming out. There is a chunky root which I'm going to gently fold in, and then as I put this in here, what I'm going to do differently from last time is, instead of putting this at the bottom of this cardboard, because this chunky root might get damaged, I'm going to move it slightly up towards the middle, and just like last time, I'm just making sure it's long enough. This might not be long enough, so let's go with this. This is too long. Let me see this. Just about right. Okay. So instead of sticking this to the bottom where this chunky root might be exposed, I'm going to stick it towards the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and stick this pot to the cardboard. Like I said, slightly close to the middle, not necessarily middle, like lower half, just so that I can put some cushioning for the chunky root. Now, you see the pot is now stuck to the cardboard. I'm going to gently tuck in this chunky root. What I'm doing differently this time is I am packing these leaves before I wrap the cardboard. So that way I'm able to place the packing material perfectly around the leaves, because this plant has very delicate leaves and I want it to reach the customer in all its glory. So let's see, I think the bend of the leaf is such that it would rather go downwards. So I'm gonna put some material here and some here. Get some more. Back it on this side. Back some more on this side. I think this is good for now. Also for the chunky root, let's tuck it in and let me pack some material there too. Alright, this is looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Let's see, does this close? It was just about closing before. Oh no. Okay, it's just about closed. Let's see. Some tape. Hold on to it. And let's close this. So this is now sealed. There's some excess packing cotton, but that's fine. I have this as the top, so I'm going to do the same as last time. I'm going to mark the top. You can see some of the leaf here. I'm going to pack some more cotton very gently to ensure it doesn't move. Add a little bit more cotton to both sides. Maybe that's too much on this side. We don't want to squash it either. So this is it. Just like last time, I'm going to tape the top to hold all that packing cotton in place. Let's also seal this guy a little bit better because it was a tight fit. Not a big fan of wastage, so I try to avoid wastage as much as I can. My business is as sustainable as possible. I mostly reuse boxes because I get such few orders that the boxes I ordered don't even get used, because my Amazon orders outnumber the orders that I send out. So this is the Hadansoniai neon. Let's put another thank you sticker on it. Basically thanks them for supporting my small business. This is plant number 2. Now we're going to go really quick through the next 3 plants. At least the next 2 I think can be done as a time lapse. The last one is a big boy, so I think that one we can slow down again. This one is a Krasula Buddha's temple. You can see how it looks like a shrine. It looks pretty cool from the top. Looks like a shrine. This one is not planted in chunky aroid mix, it's planted in succulent mix. So it has more chances of stuff leaking out. It also has a funky growth pattern. So I'm gonna put some cotton in between. Let's put even lesser in between them, just so that they don't get like squashed together. Okay, now let's pack the substrate. First, let's pack this side. All this packing cotton is recycled from a bunch of plants and packages that I received. Thank you, Jamal, for giving me a bunch of packing cotton with each order. So I've just been storing these, waiting for more orders to come in. And now that they finally have, I'm using it for packing. Let's see here, I think this also would need 4 pieces of tape. Maybe 3 would do. It's a nice triangular package for 3 Buddha's temples. Let's do a check. Nothing falling out. That's good. Let's remove these. Remove this. Alright, same process. Place this gently. This one can be close to the bottom because there's no roots coming out. So it can be close to the bottom, near the middle, whatever. Definitely for this one. Just gonna stick it like so. Like so. Then let's put some cotton around the plant on each side. Making sure to not put too much cotton, that would squash it. I'll put it from the bottom afterwards because there's no chunky roots on this one. Let's see. Once again, this is the top, so we're going to mark that. The little thank you sticker. And some more cotton from the top. And some cotton. I'll do the cotton like this. Let's first tape the top. Well, looks like this tape is not sticking. No matter how much you try to reduce wastage, there is going to be some wastage at the end of the day, right? Now for the bottom, to make sure that the pot does not move. This is what it looks like. I'm going to make sure that the pot does not move around. I mean, it won't move because it's taped to the cardboard. But still, just in case, let's say hypothetically the tape comes off, nothing is going to happen. So, let's tape this guy. Oops. There you go. You know, when I tape the top, I prefer it if it tapes the opening as well. So there you go. Plant number 3. Top. This is a Monstera acoeugonesis or something like that. I can never say the name. It looks beautiful when it's huge. This is also in sphagnum moss and it has a massive root. So we're going to be careful packing it. For this one, let's use the longer piece of cardboard. First, First, well, thanks to its growth structure, this one is a lot much easier to put the packing tape on to keep the moss in. It's not growing so close to the surface, so that's a lot better than the ones we've done so far. There you go. One side is done. Now for the other side. Right. I think for this one, let's do the 4-tape thing. I just don't want to take any chances with any of the medium coming out, and there's no harm in packing it extra. Oop, oop. Okay. My dogs are gonna bark. Enzo, no. No. Forest, no. No. Let's see. So this is the pot. This one is a little long. I will be folding up the leaves. This one would also prefer to be folded down, it feels like. So it should fit in this. Put this folded down. So let us tape the pot. Not get tape on the roots or on the plant. This should be a little bit longer. Okay. Now we're going to buff it or cushion the top with cotton. So let's get some underneath the stem. By the way, these plants were growing with support on like a chopstick, a wooden chopstick, but I got input from a bunch of other plant sellers, and I thought that might be the case as well, that if you attach a chopstick to the stem of a plant and ship it with a support, like with a chopstick sticking out like that, the stem breaks and the chopstick comes out no matter how much packing material you use. So I'm not taking that chance. I took my plants off the chopsticks and I'm sending new chopsticks as well as Velcro tape for them to attach the plant stem to with my order, just so that we are able to set it up the way they saw it set up in the photos. Let's add some more here, and I think this is good. Let me add some more here. Let's also take care of the chunky roots. The roots are super chunky. So I'm just going to fold it up and put some cotton over it. Let's fold up this bad boy. We decided we're going to fold the leaf down. I take a call for each leaf. depending on how it bends in either direction. This one seems like a more of a downward bending leaf. So let's tape this guy. That's the top, that's the bottom. Let's do what we've been doing. You know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mark an arrow and write top. I'm gonna stick the sticker. Some extra cotton. You can see the leaves, they're bent down, but I don't want to take any chances, so I'm gonna add some cotton. Not too much so that it doesn't get squashed, but it should be snug. Now on the other side with the chunky roots. More just to make it snug. And there you go. Next, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Next, we're going to do the other Adansonii neon. This one has a new leaf coming out. This is all new growth. And yeah, this new leaf came out like after the person placed the order. So what we're gonna do is back up the bottom. This one also has a good growth pattern, so you can easily put a bunch of tape. This is a square pot, so I'm going to put 4 pieces of tape on 4 sides. Ah, damn it. Let's see. This tape just sticks to itself. That is super annoying. So here we go. Careful not to get tape onto the leaves. Same thing with the other side. This is good with 2 pieces of tape. Let's just be safe. Okay, so this is how it is. Let's see. So this plant is growing this way, so I'm going to put that to the back just so that it has actually, yeah, just so that it has maximum support for the stem, and the leaves have the least likelihood of getting damaged. See, this one as well, the leaf goes down more easily than up. If I were to fold it up, it would be like this. Downwards is better. So let's tape this guy to the cardboard. Next, I have to hurry up a little bit or the post office will close for the day, and I had to get these orders out today. So let's see here. I think the unfurling leaf I'll just leave alone. It's not going to come out of the top, so it's fine. Just about. Just about. But it's fine. Okay, it's inside. Now you can see that the unfurling leaf is a little delicate, so I'm going to put some cotton below it. That was too much. Put some cotton below it. Put some cotton above it, just so that it's... This one I'm not going to put too much cotton because I might damage the unfurling leaf if I apply too much pressure. So I'm just going to leave it as is. It's not moving, it's all good. Next, let's apply some cotton to the side that's not stuck. And to the top. Just to ensure nothing comes out whatsoever. And here we go. That completes plant number 5. Now we have the big plant, the Velvet Peru. This one is also growing in chunky aroid mix. Let's see if this will shut. Yes, it will. It has slightly larger leaves. It's within the height of the cardboard, so there's a buffer. Now let's apply some cotton. This is a solid mature plant. The leaves have like a velvety texture. That's why it gets its name, Velvet Peru. Grows really fast in humid conditions or even in ambient conditions. Not too much cotton. Let's put some cotton in between two flowers. I don't want the plant to like collapse on itself. Yeah, we should not get the tape onto the leaves. Very important. That can easily rip a leaf. info. Now let's do the check. Not coming out. Now we're gonna, let's see, this leaf is a little yellow due to too much light. I'll stick it in this angle just so that the stem gets the maximum support possible. Now let's lean and put the cushioning all around the leaves. This one has big leaves, so it would need good cushioning. Let's put some cotton between the leaves so that they don't get mushed together. Okay. Now alright, now some extra cotton at the top. Not going to put too much so that it doesn't get smushed. I already put enough cotton in there for the leaves. Guess what I forgot? I forgot to mark the top. This is more for my own sanity as well. And it's mainly to help the customer unpack the plant correctly. Oops, let's see. Let's add some more cotton to the bottom so that no substrate comes out. Also, let's buff it the side that's not taped. Alright, let's go. The usual stuff. That's pretty much it. So these are 5 plants. Now I'm going to get into putting everything into a box. In my box, I like to reuse boxes. So I have an Amazon box. And what I'm going to do is, let's see here. In my box, I like to add a few things. I like to add a sticker. I have a bunch of motivational stickers. This is one which says, take time to make yourself happy. So I also, as I said, Enzo, now time for 2 small orders. One of these 2. This, by the way, is a variegated Siltepecana. This is a bigger one. It just looks gorgeous. This has 2 baby leaves. Looks pretty cool. So I'm going to quickly pack these 2. Let's see, Siltepecana. This one is a very young plant and it's fairly precious because of how rare it is. So I'm going to be really careful with its packing. This one is clearly growing from one side, so I'm going to be super careful with the side it's growing out of, because I have to hold the substrate in, so I have to tape it. But I'm going to be super careful because that is the main growth point or stem. mess that one up. Same as before. Let's stick this. To the cardboard. Then I'm going to put some packing cotton all over the leaves because they're just, this plant is super delicate. It's a very young plant. Alright, some below the leaf, some between the leaves. Leaves are super delicate, so I'm not going to stuff it. I'm just going to stick my sticker. So as you can see, it's stuck to this side, but I put packing tape on the other side, on this side, just so that if, let's say, it were to come off, the plant would still be held in place. It's just extra precaution. Could stuff it a bit from the bottom. All right. Then for this person, I'm thinking of giving a surprise gift. I was thinking about a neon queen cutting, but I'm not sure yet if I have enough vines to cut yet. Even though I give free with purchases, I like to throw in a little bit of a surprise sometimes. I mean, I would love it for sure. So I like to do for my customers what I would like. And a neon queen cutting when I have a huge neon queen is, I think, ideal. This one is a bit wonky, so it's gonna need a little bit more tape. This is ever so slightly flush against here, so I'm just going to stuff some cotton in very gently, put a tape along the very edge. Well, that's good. And let's stick this here. Then let's add the backing. Just gonna stuff a slight bit between the two crassulas. I don't want them to squash against each other. And then stuff some more cotton. Buffet the unstuck side. And then put some in the bottom so that no medium comes out. Let's see. Thank you, sticker. Alright, so these are the two plants for this person. I'm gonna not this box. Let's use this one. I'm gonna stick these two to the bottom of this box like this. And we shall do what we did last time. The idea behind sticking them to the box is so that they don't move around no matter what. Like let's say everything gets messed up, they still don't move. See? Now, I'll put some cotton in between. Some cotton on the sides. So with this one I'm filling cotton instead of just paper because the gaps are so small that I think if I stuff paper it would squash things. So I'm using packing cotton for this one. Let me stuff some on the sides. Stuff some on this side. And some on this side. This is what it looks like. I think on the top, it's okay to put packing paper. I think I got something this box maybe. it looks like. Next, it's time for my unpacking and care guide. Goes along with a sticker which says work hard and stay humble. Place it at the top. And just like the previous one, I'm gonna put one piece of paper across it just so that it doesn't get cut while they are using a blade or a scissor to cut the tape off. Like when they're going like this, it shouldn't cut my paper off. Let me take off my Amazon stuff. Alright. This sort of thing. While this box is small, it's also sturdy, and I think it will fit, like, you know, like that. So it might be a good idea to use this box after all. So this box is about 5 inches wide. For here, the technique I'm going to use is I'm going to cut a piece of cardboard that is exactly the length of this box, the width of this box, roughly here, and let's see, roughly here. All right, let's go. I see a lot of YouTubers just chit-chatting while doing this work. I don't know. I have a lot to say, but also not a lot to say. A lot of it could be, you know, just stuff I say to myself normally. Bit of an introvert here. Maybe as I get better at doing this, I mean, as of now, I feel weirded out even talking to the camera. See, this length is equal to this width, so it fits. If let's say I roll up a plant like this, it fits exactly like this, so there's no scope for movement. Alright, so I'm gonna go through the same steps as before. This is a Monstera siltepecana variegated. Super pretty plant. This is going for Jamal. I couldn't believe when Jamal bought a plant from me because like I bought so many plants from him. He's like a legend in our local plant community. And when he bought one of my plants, I was like, okay, So this plant is indeed pretty awesome. I mean, I knew it was awesome. I knew it was rare. But somehow, I never thought that the great Jamal would buy a plant from me. Someone that's literally just, I don't know. Have I even sold 10 plants? I don't think so. So it's an honor, sir, to sell you a plant and ship this out to you after I have received like, I don't know, 10-20 shipments from you. If you're in Washington State, you should totally check out Jamal's plant store, and he's also on our local Facebook buy sell trade groups. That's a great place to buy plants, by the way. Your hyper local. See, this also folds better this way rather than this might be a safer option. This has a bit of a chunky root situation, so I'm gonna post, I'm gonna put it slightly above. Let's move this so that you get a good view. So, chunky root, leaves bent down. I think the combination should be good. And to tape this guy. Put the cardboard. I mean, low-key, I'm nervous shipping to Jamal. I mean, he's such a good shipper. I've learned a lot from him. When I receive plants, I always make notes of how people pack their plants. And that really helps me learn. I mean, I didn't come up with these packing techniques. I watched people on YouTube, really closely observed the plants that I received myself. And that's how I learned. So I'm not like a self-taught guy. I'm more of a learn from YouTube and learn from the millions of plants that I have received kind of guy. So I guess I'm observant and very curious. Okay. Oh man. Well, I wanted these leaves to point downwards. They're kind of like, the small one is sideways, the big one is downwards. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna just put some cotton gently above. Ouch! 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 I cut myself. It's officially a labor of blood, some sweat, no tears yet, but a lot of love. I love plants. I love the fact that someone actually wants to buy plants from me. I mean, who would have thought? If you asked me like 5-10 years ago, I could never have imagined I'd be, oh man, this thing is bleeding. I would have never imagined I'd be selling plants. That was the last thing on my radar. Gotta protect that chunky root. I think the bleeding has finally stopped. Alright, let's mark the top. I think that's like my signature move, marking the top. Oops, 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 oops. Jamal does not need a care guide. He does not need unpacking guide, whatever, because he's like a pro. So let's just put a thank you sticker because everybody likes to be thanked, and I am thankful. And I got a corny one for Jamal which says brain is loading, please wait. I'm gonna take the stuff. Let's see how perfectly I cut it. See? Oh. This is so secure. It's not even gonna move even if I don't tape it. But I'm gonna tape it, of course. So the tape took a part of the sticker off. So let's take another sticker. That's fine. And maybe this is not long enough. I don't know. Let's see. Yep, it's not long enough. See, it's already packed. Even if I didn't put anything after this, it would still be packed. But we always prepare for the worst. So I'm gonna put a bunch of packing cotton on both sides. Really stuff this one in. In fact, I think I got most of this cotton from Jamal. So this is how it's stuffed in. And for the rest of it, I use good old Amazon packing paper. This is shipping semi-locally, so it should be, no winter weather stuff here. Let me put the sticker. Oh, I think I should put the sticker, and you might not notice it if it's up here. Yeah, let's put this down there. See. Ta-da! Yeah, I'm just gonna start this stuff in. With packing paper, ideally you don't just stuff it all at once, but kind of create layers. And here we go. That does it. Many of my friends do not believe that plants get shipped to me. I firmly disagree. If you ship it well, it can very well be shipped. Well, that's it for now. I'm just gonna stick the labels. Got bottle of my old labels. Ooh, let me show you these. So these are like fragile stickers, which I like to stick on mine. You know, those plants are fragile. This has a bunch of Amazon stickers on it, but I don't care. Putting a fragile here. And this one. So here you